And once again, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining in for uLaw's Friday webinar. It's a nice afternoon trying to gather some information about Google integrations with uLaw. 10th of March at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're trying to see how Google and uLaw works and what is the magic that we create with integrating Google with uLaw or uLaw and Google. Now, obviously, like every other webinar, we do have a set agenda. We'll try to stick to it today. And of course, I'll open up the floor for more questions. And, if you all need any help in terms of understanding this better, or you need further information, or you need help to set this up in your account, uLaw account, whatever it could be the reason, you're welcome to enter the details appropriately on the chat for us to reach out to you. And we'll be able to help with all the support that we could in terms of connecting Google and uLaw, maybe for documents, maybe for calendar, or for email docketing or Android app, just to help you with all of those. All right, so the agenda looks very clear to all of you. The four main topics that we are going to be covering today with regards to Google and uLaw is number one, document storage or document management using Google Drive. We're going to be seeing how you can also set it up in uLaw and also take a look at the demo of uploading documents in there. After document generation, I'm going to walk you through calendar integration, syncing your Google Calendar with uLaw, signing in and syncing it for all the dockets, etc. Another one is how to add time dockets using Gmail. So your time dockets is nothing but integrating your Gmail with uLaw program, and you can dock it for any emails read, any emails sent appropriately into your respective clients and matters as a docket. And last but not the least is the Android app. I think all of us do have either an Android phone or an iOS, but today's topic is considering Android app. So I'll be walking you through, both apps work very similarly. It's just that you download one in Android Play Store or Google Play Store, whatever. Another one you would do it in iOS. So this one today that we're going to be focusing is only on Android app. So yeah, I have to pause here for a moment. Viewer number 10, you're trying to present your screen, asking us for permission, but unfortunately I'm presenting my screen. I wouldn't be able to do that. So I'll have to deny. I kind of got this 2-3 times. Staff, if you can just please talk to viewer number 10 and help them, ask them what they want, it'd be nice. Thank you so much. Great. So that's the agenda that we are going to look into today. A very light topic, but at the same time, very useful topic. So we're trying to maximize the topics that we could reach out to you about to enable you to use uLaw better, of course, because most of the times I have a lot of them reaching out to support to understand these few basic things. So we try and pick topics that could, benefit all of you, of course, benefit each other. So the webinar can reach out to you so you can implement it. If you need support help, you can always email us and we can go from there. Just a quick announcement. Today's webinar is not accredited for any CPD credits. This is a non-CPD session, and there'll be a CPD that is coming up next week on Law Office Matter Management. Thank you. All right. So as I discussed, the first agenda for today on Google Drive. Now, I know many of us have now moved from physical form of maintaining records to obviously online on cloud, not even anymore on your desktop or in your folders, in your hard disk, pen drive. I don't think we want to even carry anything with us in as small as a pen drive, because we could lose it, or we could, anyone could take it from you. So for safety reasons, as technology evolved, we started leaning more towards cloud-based storage. And that's where different players such as Google Drive, OneDrive, Dropbox, many of them came into picture, and we started buying storage spaces. Could be up to a certain limit as free, and then after that you'll have to pay a certain amount to hold an account with them and create an online storage. So there's so many pros and cons. Any aspect of technology has its own pros and cons. I just believe that you'll have to weigh out which one is better for your practice, for your size of practice, for your area of practice, for your requirement, and then you take a call. So even though they're different providers, today we are focusing on Google Drive, as our topic is focused on Google integrations with uLaw. So to bring to all of your notice, if for the ones who know that uLaw does support cloud-based storage, it's a cloud-based platform, so we do support cloud-based storage, but not directly in uLaw, but through two main service providers. One is Google and other one is OneDrive, which is Microsoft. So today, since we're doing Google Drive, let's look into what are the pros. Definitely that you can access it from anywhere in this world if you have internet. So making sure that you do have internet, and you're able to look into the pricing plan, storage limit, as I already mentioned, based on your area of practice, your requirements, your size of practice, etc. And of course, making sure you've taken a look at all the SLA agreements and the support maintenance and system maintenance in terms of anyone being able to support you from Google, making sure your account is functioning smooth. Adding to it, of course, there would be some cons, I would say, negative when it comes to this part is it could be not easily accessible. You would need to send someone a link. You would need to give them permission settings. There's so many things, but of course, that's the one that would help you to control whether they can edit a document, they could upload a document, they could only view a document. So there are different types of permission settings that you could control. These are, even though cons, but they also have its own pros, where up to a certain limit, it's totally free. You don't even have to bother. Like, let's say you want to buy a 15 GB pen drive, or you want to buy a 15 GB, space online. There's definitely difference in the cost. They especially Google Drive up to 15 GB is totally free. So, hi, sorry, I'll have to take a pause here. So, I hope you're number 12. You've got all your question answered. Okay, great. Thank you, Steph, for doing that. All right, so coming back into pros. So we were talking about how Google Drive will help you to save cost, at the same time more convenient to use. It's all online. You can access it from anywhere and anytime. That's more importantly the reason, because let's say you left the pen drive back in office, or you left the hard disk back in office, but you need to access some documents back home. So this is a more helpful method to have everything on your cloud so you can access it from anywhere in this world. Adding to it, you can store documents in any format. Doesn't have to be specifically a PDF or a Word or a PPT or a PNG. It can be any type, any format, and you could access all your clients' information from anywhere in this world. Your client can send you a link or vice versa, and you can exchange documents more easily. So hence the cloud-based document management is definitely a recommendation. That's where we are all going towards, leaving back not only physical form or paper form to electronic form, but even better into a cloud space, so that you don't have to worry about getting stuck in one place or in one time or in one device. So you can use it in multiple formats in multiple places at any time, anywhere. So that's the idea of going all cloud, right? So even if you take uLaw for an instance, it's not something you have it on your desktop or your system. It's something that is available on browser. So you just have to enter uLaw information and you're all in. Boom. So try and set up a Google account if you don't have one with Google, and you can always synchronize it with uLaw. So how do you sync it with uLaw, or how do you set it up with uLaw? So like I said, there's no need to share any password. So it's super easy to set it up in uLaw. You just have to go into the settings and into Matter. And when it comes to where specifying Matter documents, I'm definitely going to showcase that to you in another minute. So that way, once we're done with Google Drive, we'll quickly take a demo of how the Google Drive setup works. So you just have to authorize and connect your Google Drive for one time, and then drag and drop files into the specific folder. And, you should be able to just authorize and refresh, so that in uLaw, you'll see all of these documents in there, right? So it's a very easy one-time setup, and it doesn't take more than maybe 2 to 3 minutes if you have all the information handy. So I'm just going to quickly show all of you how it works in uLaw, right? So this is my uLaw account, right? My uLaw account, I can access my settings. And when I am in settings, which is where you see the profile settings, and there are different tabs, okay? So all of these tabs signify what exactly you want to do. You know what? You want to change the password, go in there. You want to change or update your details, you go in there. So there's separate tabs to update each of the information. And one of it is where you can control your Matter-related information. So which is Matter, the tab that says Matter. Under the tab that says Matter, I think the fourth line item very clearly says Matter documents. Configure the product that you will be using for Matter documents. So there are different players in market. At this moment, let's say uLaw integrates with two major players. One is Google Drive, another one is OneDrive. So when I'm in, let's say I'm using Google Drive, and also today's topic is Google plus uLaw, right? So let's just see, when you come into settings, when you go into Matter, under the fourth line, let's say it's set to none. This is how it's looking as of now, your account. All that you got to do is simply go click on the drop down, click on Google Drive, and save it first. The moment you save it and you go to a Matter, let's take any Matter. So let's take this Matter for an example. And I'm going to go into Documents tab. The moment I go into Documents tab, it's circling me back to my Google account, which is already integrated. I work in a Google workspace, so it'll automatically pull me back into my Google account. And it'll ask me to authorize, saying that uLaw already has 3 other services with Google. I've authorized uLaw and Google for documents, so for storage, for calendar, and for email docketing. So I'm just going to continue and make sure that I'm able to synchronize. So right now, I just signed in. It's auto-saved password. So you don't even have to enter the password if you have saved it, of course. I had saved it, so I didn't even have to enter my password. It just took me less than 30 seconds to access or connect my Google Drive with uLaw. Now, what happens next? Let's say for lists, I have a certain number of documents or a few other information that I want to save in her file, so I can always come back into her Matter and take a look at it. I don't want to clutter my desktop or my downloads with a whole bunch of files and, later on worry about finding them or trying to locate them. So in that case, I like to keep all my documents very, very streamlined and in one place, basically, in a nutshell. So all that I'm going to do is simply click on Open Drive. Of course, I'm going to authorize. That's what I first did. So it took one moment to authorize. Then I'm going to open Drive. The moment I'm going to open Drive, you would see uLawPractice getting a folder getting created automatically. I didn't have to do anything. And for accounts, you have a separate folder, and for Matter, you have a separate folder. Now, you know that very much. Matter is client related. So for every client, there is a folder created automatically if I have authorized from that Matter, so that I can access this file from here. So I can upload the files and it'll get uploaded into uLaw program. So let's say for List Corner, 2:17 p.m. today, I've opened a folder in uLaw. So let's say I just want to upload certain files from my downloads that I had yesterday downloaded for List Corner. So let me just see if I could just upload all the documents in there. So for lists, I have a conflict screening, I have Form 9A, I have retainer receipt, retainer letter, and the invoices. So far, I have about 6 documents that I want to enter into uLaw. So I just choose them and upload it here. You can drag and drop completely up to your convenience. So once I'm done, it says 6 uploads complete on the right-hand side bottom. Once the upload is complete, I go back into uLaw. Simply click on refresh, and you're going to see all of the 6 documents in here for List Corner. Now, let's say I just want to see her recent invoice, or I want to see her retainer receipt. Did I give her a retainer receipt for the $3,000? You're just going to open it and see that this is the retainer receipt. So you can imagine how organized it is going to be and how simple your life is going to seem after you are able to integrate Google Drive with uLaw. Definitely, because you're not going to lose important documents such as Form 9A, retainer letter. You want to go back. Of course, if you lose an invoice, you're always going to be able to go to invoice and reprint an invoice. I'm not saying that it's not possible, but at least why leave this opportunity where you can save them all in one place and take a look at how it works, right? So try it out. Whoever is not synchronized their Google Drive with uLaw, I highly recommend. This is such a game changer, so helpful. For the ones who need help, uLaw YouTube channel has a detailed video on how you can integrate Google Drive with uLaw. If not, this recording that I'm doing now for today's webinar will be available as early as Monday on the YouTube channel platform. You can look into it. Or another suggestion is, if you all need any help, just email us on support@uLawPractice.com, and one of our support staff will be able to help you set up Google Drive, and you can enjoy the benefit of using Google Drive with uLaw, and the magic is definitely felt there. All right, so that is one of today's agenda that we wanted to talk about. Moving on to next one. Which is our calendar. So of course, these 2 slides just talks about the benefits, which I already showed you, but let me still walk you through what is there. So of course, once it's integrated, it's easier for you to organize. It's more easy to look into your screen and say what are the documents you've so far issued to the client or all the client-facing documents. Sometimes it's not only the documents you are raising or you are creating, it's also the documents your client has shared with you, like the driver's license or their, maybe their details, anything that they want to share with you, you've noted down or they've sent you already, all that you can upload it and keep them in one place. But, end of the day, it's all about, I think, the management and ease of use. And also there was an activity history. If you saw, it tells you at what time, who's uploaded, what document, etc. So that is the kind of, method in which it works and helps you maintain or track down information more easily. Right. So the next one, I've already shown you guys how you have to go and access access settings. So these are the steps. In case someone is taking a screenshot, please feel free to go ahead and do it. You access settings, matter document, I think fourth line item, Google Drive, save it. Then you'll be taken to a page where you can sign in, come back into the matter, authorize. Then you would be able to open the drive and upload into the respective client's folder, right? So now there was one thing I think I kind of missed. I'd like to go back and show all of you is under uLawPractice Google Drive that, we create. There are two folders. One is accounts and other one is matter. Now we all know that matter is created for each client in which we open. But what about accounts? So accounts is very common, like how in uLaw you have matter for each client. Accounts also has a documents tab. Now let's say I want to open documents tab in accounts and I want to make sure to add in all information such as this month's expense bills, etc. So we are in 2023 March. I want to upload some reports. I can just go ahead and enter the reports into that specific. Let's say I want to upload the journal for this month. So all that I have to do is I just have to upload this in here. Maybe I want to save some checks. I want to save some statements, journals, ledgers. For this specific month, you can use the accounts folder to do that. So when your accountant is asking you for February statements or February documents, you can just upload it in uLaw and send it to them, or you can just upload it into your drive and bring it into uLaw so that your bookkeeper or your accountant or your auditor could always have access to uLaw and they can just fetch all the documents from the documents drive instead of going and clicking on asking you to send an email every now and then. So the two documents that I just uploaded out there for the client's ledgers and journals are already over here. So your accountant just has to come into accounts, go to documents, click on it, and they can just view what are the client ledgers for this month. As simple as that, right? All right, so that's, I think that's pretty much it for Google Drive. So let me try to take back into the presentation. Okay. Now, the next one is Google Calendar. Now, this is, I think, one of the most recent features we introduced. I'm not too sure of the date. I think sometime in 2022, we had an announcement of synchronizing your Google Calendar with uLaw Calendar. Now, how nice is it to have both the calendars synced in one place? And how long does it take to do that? So let's take a quick look at it. It's definitely so much convenient to use because you have both calendars in one place and you can see what's exactly happening from anywhere in this world, any time of the day, ensuring everything is in right order. Okay, so the 3 steps to connect your Google Calendar or synchronize your Google Calendar with uLaw Calendar. Now, you all know there's a calendar option in uLaw on the left-hand side, as you see here in the screenshot, right below accounts. And when you access the tiny little drop-down where you see calendar, there is a place where you can sign in with your Google. So to sign in with your Google, you need to authorize and sign in, and then sync your calendar, which is the step 3 on the right-hand side. So you first go into uLaw, go into the calendar. There's a little drop down there. You click on it, and then you're going to sign in with Google, and then sync your calendar with uLaw calendar. That's it, as simple as that. Now let's quickly see how it's done in uLaw. I think my calendar is already synchronized, but I still want to show you all how it works, okay? So my bad, sorry about that. Yeah, you have to click on calendar here. There's a little drop down beside it. You can sign in with Google. Make sure you're authorizing it. Once you authorize it, sync your calendar, and make sure you have to, if in case you're not able to see certain dockets, you just have to, so these are all coming in from my to-do list in my calendar. So they're shown in different colors, and you just have to make sure that all of your items are basically seen in here. You have to go probably back and forth and ensure that your calendar is activated in order to take a peek at which week you're in and whether you're able to see the calendar. Now, this calendar can also be done for individual, let's say individual matters. So all that you have to do, let's say for a matter, you have some dockets for list corner, in fact. So you just have to make sure to sign in with Google from here and sync calendar. So let's say for this one, an example, in the future, let's say on 20th of March, there's the hearing, and you're going to save it as to do, right? And then you save it, and you're going to sync the calendar, and nothing happens, okay? So you've already signed it with Google, and you've synced the calendar, nothing happens, which means when you go back into your calendar here, you will be able to see the docket in there. So let's just quickly check how it works. So that's strange. Okay, just making sure that it works. Give me 1 second, all of you. Bear with me. Okay. Just making sure I authorize once again. Sync a calendar. And go back into calendar here. Maybe I could go a little front, back. Something that's not right with my calendar today. Apologies for that, but the whole point of synchronizing your calendar is to show you how you can see this. Maybe my sign-in didn't work well today, or there's some issue at my end, but the working is very similar. So you just have to make sure to go into calendar, tiny little drop down, sign in with your Google, sync your calendar, and make sure your calendar is all synced. And you can go back and also repeat the same step to sign in from here and ensure that you're syncing your calendar in here. And if there's anything that's coming up with an upcoming event or duration with to do, you should definitely be able to see that here in your calendar under the to-do list. All right, so I'm just going back into Google integrations to showcase you the remaining 2 items. The third one was Google docketing. So the docketing is something that I would like to show on the uLaw platform directly. So there's something called settings where you have your Chrome extensions on the top of your Google Chrome. So the Chrome extensions, where obviously you're going to manage your extension, and you can also be able to enter your other details. So in this place, let's say you have a Chrome extension. So you can first of all download a Chrome extension from uLaw. Let's say uLawPractice Chrome extension. Please download a Chrome extension if you all don't have a toolbox for your Chrome extension. And when you access this toolbox, all that you have to do is, let's say I want to remove it. I want to show you all. Okay, add to Chrome, add extension. There you go. Okay. So that's how you add an extension for Google Chrome. So right now I have a uLaw toolbox right here. So you just have to go into uLaw toolbox, and there's a whole bunch of these things here which is helpful for you. Yes, of course you can access your app directly from here. There's a manual, there's so many other details, YouTube and etc. So yeah, we also have Friday CPD reminders. So in case you're someone who might not have it ahead on your calendar, feel free to add this uLaw toolbox to your Chrome extension, and it's going to definitely make your life seem much simpler. All right, so this one here has something called uLaw Docket Launcher. So if you're all seeing, it's somewhere in the center, right after all the apps. So you just have to make sure that you've synchronized the right username, password of your program. And of course, you're adding in your secret key. And you have actually, I'm currently not able to share one of my emails, but maybe it has a there. But you have to set this up, and then when you're accessing Google from your email, like let's say you're in your Gmail and you're accessing a client's email, maybe sent or received, and whether there'll be a button there that says uLaw email received or sent. So now that is where you will be able to take a look at whether you want to send this email or whether you want to read this email or whatever it is, right? So I know that I'm unfortunately not able to showcase all of you how it works, but that's typically how it works. You just have to make sure to set up your Chrome extension. And once you set up your Chrome extension, all that you're going to do is under uLaw Toolbox and uLaw Docket Launcher, you're of course going to add, mine is a E2 account, so you're going to add in the username, password, and email. Email is something that you just have to simply click on search, and you're going to be able to find the appropriate, email and docket for that specific email. Whether you have read it or sent it, you will be able to docket that particular client's email, and the matter will appropriately crop up. And then you can also enter the title, whether it's a uLaw email sent or a uLaw email read, and description, and whether the docket is for 6 minutes or 12 minutes. You can just docket it right here. So the advantage of doing this is, of course, you don't have to go into uLaw each time to record a simple email sent or simple email received, right? You have to go into click on client, click on matter, click on add new event, and then say correspondence on email, which is going to all the more take you 2 minutes to do that. So which is where we felt you have a little bit more edge or benefit over this by just simply adding a toolbox and syncing your Gmail to uLaw. So that way you could do this. So I think even for this, you have to access your settings to make sure your accounts connected to Google, and making sure you're able to add in all the, your Chrome extension, and your calendar is synchronized, your Google Drive is synchronized, And then your Google docketing, the email docketing is also synchronized. So that way, this is the API key. So there's something called Same Matter. So the Same Matter tab is where I enabled my Drive. I enabled my calendar. So of course, calendar, there's separately over here. There's a calendar tab. You can say whether, you want to use your Google Calendar, sign in, sync your Google Calendar. There's something called Sync Calendar here. So you can just update here by syncing Google Calendar. So after Drive, we saw Google Calendar, and after Google Calendar, we just saw the docketing. And for email docketing, again, you have to, the start point is settings. So all of these are not default settings for you guys. So you have to make sure to go into settings and go into appropriate tab, whether Matter or Calendar. So far, that's what we've seen. And just have to update whether the respective details. So right now here, I just said I will be using G Suite, and I have an email service secret key, and I just have to enter that 16-character code, and then I can save it here. Then I can have my toolbox, access it, and go into Docket Launcher. Of course, I should have read or sent an email in order to get this docketed, because that's the whole point of time docketing. So for the ones who think this would be useful, and I'm not able to showcase you exactly how it works in uLaw other than giving you the steps to do it and telling you from where you can do it. But you might need some help, I'm sure. So there are these videos how it works in uLaw, and you can also reach out to us on support, and we'll be able to assist you with that. All right, so the last one on today's topic is, of course, our favorite Android app. Now, I know that many of you are so pro with your systems, but I don't know how many of you use uLaw in both system and your phone. Now, I might as well reach out to my desktop or my laptop or my system in order to add in details and, use a small phone app. But trust me, there's so many benefits by using a phone app, because a phone app will help you to, add in more information much easily, right? Like, for example, when you, let's say, I'm just going to showcase all of you. So when you're using your phone app, I've downloaded, I've launched, and let's say I'm going to use this phone app, which is, I'm going to use an EDU account. I want to showcase to all of you that, it's a playground account that I'm using. So I have this open on my system already. And the other one is I'm entering my, credentials here to showcase all of you how it works, right? So once I'm logged in, now there's so many of these. This starts off with contacts on the left-hand side. Then you can access Matter, you can access accounts, you can access calendar, and you can also, if there's any analytics, you can just take a look at the analytics insights right from here. You have total clients. Who are the clients who have more source of contacts? What are the client insights you have? There are different types of things on your options, at least on your phone app. One of it, which really helps you, would be to synchronize, of course, to have an Android app on your phone, so you can make sure, let's say you call a client from here, and uLaw will immediately help you to, docket this particular client's information as a docket. So let's say this one particularly, you want to go and click on the work done, or you want to add in a docket. There's so far so many events in here. So let's say I go into the same client here, and then I just go into Sunny Daniel and see how it works. So under Matter, or we can even take List Corner. So let me just show you, since we're already on Sunny Daniel in the app. So I go back in here. Let's say so far I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these dockets here. So in app, what do I see? Do I see all of these 6 dockets? Yes, it very clearly shows me which of these are flat rate, which of these are billable time, and other things, right? So now all that I have to do is simply make sure that I'm going to add in more docket so I can see whether, you want me to do it here. You can click on the phone app and still add a docket. When I add a docket here, let's say, I'm just going to add the docket title as phone call. And I'm going to say it was about, 6 minutes, billable time. That's good enough. Okay. And matter docket added successfully in here. So you'll see a 7th one here, phone call 6 minutes on March 10th. So when I go back into uLaw, you're just going to see that I'm going to refresh my screen or reload my browser or just go back into dashboard, come back into matters, and take a peek that you'll see that one docket you added from the phone app after you finished a phone call with the client, so that you don't have to wait until you get to your desk or you go back into your office to update these details. So when you come back into Sunny Daniel, you can see that there's a phone call on 10th of March for 6 minutes that has been easily recorded here. And you can just raise an invoice and send it to your client and ask them to just take a look at it and complete the payment in no time. So within less than 2 minutes or 3 minutes, you were able to add a docket, you were able to raise an invoice, and you can also probably collect the payment from the client. So that's how it works. So you don't have to each time come into your desktop to add in the transactions. So you can also add in transactions from your phone app. Now, there are other things also you can do on a phone app. You could also access your accounts. Of course, see what has happened, what are the balances in each of these accounts. I'd like to see my pool trust account, what's happening in my pool trust account. So these are the amounts that you've entered as retainers, as trust transfers, as disbursements. So you can keep going in there. And you can also see for what period are you seeing, for what date are you seeing. Likewise, you can change your accounts. You want to see for all accounts, you want to see for assets, you want to see for liabilities. Let's say I want to see for my general account, so which is also an asset. So you can just go into your general account to see all of those that you have received into trust, into general. They're all in green. So all the receipts are in green, and all the payments, which is withdrawals or expenses, are in red. So easier for you to notice that these are your withdrawals and these are your deposits. So apart from that, yes, you do have a calendar. So you know how we just spoke about synchronizing your calendar with uLaw. So you can also synchronize this over here. So you can just make sure that you're adding in all the dockets and all of your details. So on March 20th, remember the hearing that I added a few minutes ago that was not showing up in list corner, but yeah, I just had to reload my browser probably. So when I reloaded my browser, you were able to now see that the hearing is also recorded in here, list corner, matter, file number, all the details with your time for the court hearing is also entered here on 20th March at 2:30 p.m. and the end time is 3 p.m. So once you're done, you can just go back in here and you can, of course, you'll be adding it as a docket. So it's already added as a to-do docket, and then later it can be entered as a docket to complete your work, right? So build the client. So if you go back to list corner, now you'll see that this can always be changed back into it. And then this is the exact calendar that you were also viewing on our thing. So sometime back, I just couldn't show you the Google Calendar thing. So right now here, whatever I entered in the matter, just had to reload the browser. Remember, the sync option is already in there. So you just have to sync calendar, and my Google Calendar will also have this. Unfortunately, my Google Calendar is very information sensitive. so I will not be able to showcase that to you right now, but that's how it works. So when you sync a calendar, it's synchronized in your phone app, it's synchronized with your personal calendar or your other Gmail calendar and uLaw calendar, and end of the day, you can see them all in one place. So almost to the end of the webinar. So what are we left with? So we've seen the Android app, but let's just quickly see what are the benefits of using, of course, a uLaw Android app. We did see, of course, that you don't have to sit and type in your, of course, I didn't have my facial recognition on my computer. I had to tap in the information for you all to see it. But in your phone app, you can just simply use a facial recognition or fingerprint and have a quick access. You can manage your contacts. You can call from the address book. Once the call is done, it will prompt you to record a 6-minute conversation or a 12-minute conversation, whatever minutes that you had. It will round off to the nearest 6 minutes, and you will have a docket that you can add to your matter. And of course, you have analytics and insights in contact, you have analytics and insights in matter, you have analytics and insights in calendar and accounts. So there are 4 of these tabs that you can access from the Android app, and you'll be able to see all of these. You'll be able to record dockets, you'll be able to look into your accounts, the status, the charts, the transactions as we saw, the debit and the credit, the deposits and the withdrawals respectively, and also manage your calendar from the same time. Now, that's exactly what we wanted to discuss today for the ones who are interested with seeing how we can help you with Google and uLaw. Please don't hesitate to email us on support@uLawPractice.com. We'll be happy to showcase all of you how it works. And for the ones who are not a uLaw user, I request you to visit our platform, which visit our website, uLaw.io, and please sign up for a 30-day free trial. And for the ones who have friends who you think would be interested to try our program, you do have refer a friend program. So please do use the link to share with your friends, recommend them. I mean, why not benefit and help this community grow? Because, you know, end of the day, uLaw is a platform that makes sure that you are compliant with Law Society and you are able to do everything in one place. It's more like a one-stop solution. You can create your clients, you can use it for matter management, you can use it for your accounting, at the same time for Law Society compliances and your CRA regulations, etc. So just have to make sure that you're signing up for a 30-day free trial if you're attending this webinar today, and if you're not a uLaw user. If you are a uLaw user, I'm so happy and glad and thanking you that you're using it on a regular basis, making sure that you're keeping yourself compliant. If you have any questions anytime, you're welcome to email us on support@uLawPractice.com. Thank you all, and I'm opening the floor for any questions that I could take. I know we're ahead by 10 minutes, but the topic only had so much for me to cover. So if you all want me to elaborate on something specific, I would be happy to do that. So I think one of them would have asked, thank you so much, Stephanie. You've already shared Google Calendar and Google Drive integration. So there is a YouTube link. I request all of you to take a look at this link. And there are some simple info that we are passing on, where you have refer a friend link, where you can give us some referrals. You have some other details as well that Steph is going to be sharing for a free trial. Our support email ID, please do go ahead and look into it. LawPay is still hosting $150 credit, and today is the last day for them. This month is the last, this 31st is the last day you could register and avail this offer. So make sure that you're all able to, in case if you're interested with payments, because I think payments integration is coming up sometime next month, if I'm not wrong, April month. So we would have certainly LawPay, Pivotal, other things that we are going to be, other players that we're going to be showcasing. But currently LawPay offer is valid till 31st of March. So there's a link that you can click on to participate in this campaign, and let us know if you need further details. I'll be happy to give you a call. There are other links. I know many of you are regular users, regular, attendees of webinar. I'm so glad you're able to join in every Friday afternoon. I hope I'm making a justice to your 1 hour of time. But there can be suggestions. We welcome suggestions. We welcome suggestions for improvements. There's always room to improve. I'm trying my best to bring as many examples as possible, as many real life examples as possible. Mostly what I discuss with you are what comes to us on our support calls or mostly frequently asked questions. So I would request all of you to email us, show us your support. Even after webinar here, we could all take 5 minutes to chat. I hope I can stop recording to show you how various other things work. I will definitely do a free freelance session one day like that, where we would have a 30-minute topic and a 30-minute open flow for discussion. It'll be so interactive, but we have to arrive at a topic. I have something like that in mind, but if you all have something you have in your mind, suggestions are welcome. I'll have Stephanie float out an email. Maybe if you all have any topics to vote for, if you have any other new topics that you can suggest, we'd be happy to do that. Yeah, so we should try that more, because this is more like monologue. I feel either you're bored or I'm a little bored as well. So sometimes if we are done with sessions like these, we'll try to choose a light topic and we'll try to do that in 30 minutes, and we can open the floor for a lot of discussion, a lot of suggestions, and we can go from there. I'll try to do something like that in April, guys. All right, so I don't see any questions, any thing further. I request all of you to email on support@ulawpractice.com that Steph has shared. Thank you all once again. I think it's a winter afternoon, almost done snowing outside. I hope there's no more snow left for the day. Hopefully, I'm so dreading of cleaning already. So I'm just gonna say bye to all of you. Thank you all once again for joining in, and look forward to seeing all of you and talking to all of you the next Friday, where it is a CPD session. So for the ones who want to know what are the next week's topic, we mostly try and update 2 to 3 months of topics over here. So the next week we do have something on CPD topic, which is law office matter management. And the week after that, March 24th, I know you're all going to be busy submitting your annual reports. So we decided to do a little topic there to help you all. So there's no set agenda there. This is a new topic, by the way. It's a brand new topic that we're trying to introduce this time. I'm going to go back and prepare for that over the next week so I can have a nice output for all of you. Any suggestions welcome here. So this is a topic we could do half and half if this is something, but I'll try to float some material around. I'll try to float some suggestions, topics, or some things that we can cover, we can discuss. This is a great session that we all could interact and get some comment. I would go by poll, I would go by questions that would take one at a time and help, no repetitive questions. We'll figure out something to come up with something like that. And for this session, maybe we could do that as a trial session, and we should probably have one every month like that for all of you to come in and discuss great things that would benefit each other, keeping in mind that we will have a certain limit of time, but at least go up the ladder to make sure to help each other, right? And then the last seminar or webinar of this month, which is on March 31st, this week, this month, can you imagine there are 5 Fridays? We're having 3 CPD sessions this month, and one of it is very new brand topic, which is Law Society reports, and today we had Google integration. So it's going to be great, great March for all of us. So I'm hoping and wishing all of you the very best, and talk to you all next Friday and go from there. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.